Howdy folks, Justin here. Sorry I've been absent for a few days, had a really busy time with work. I haven't had a chance to play at all recently, so we are still sitting at rank 1. We're going to hop on the ladder real quick with tokens just to do something a little different today and see how that works. I hope the season's been doing well for everybody. Like I said, I wish I could have been playing more, but it just hasn't worked out for me schedule-wise. Been really busy. Um, But Tokens is not a deck I have a lot of experience with, so I wanted to give it a shot. The deck list is up there on the left that I'll be using. Mostly just the cards I've seen played, plus some of my favorites like Crushing Blow, which probably doesn't fit that well in the deck, but I wanted to give it a shot. Playing against Phalanx, the Supreme Atromancer, Control Mage. This matchup seems like it's probably pretty bad, but we will find out. I don't think we want any of those. This looks like a much better curve. Um, Now here's the thing, if we knew it was Action Mage or Tempo Mage, we would lead with the Profiteer so that next turn we could gain the life from the Scouting Patrol, but, that might still be better. We'll see. If he leads with the turn 1 Ashlander, then we're pretty sure that it's Control Mage, because Tempo Mage doesn't run that card. So, if we go turn 1, turn 2, we can activate that in turn 3. So let's do that. Let's see how we can go. Now, do we want to see Crystal Tower Crafter? I imagine Action Mage is a pretty good matchup for us, actually. Whereas Control Mage, I would imagine, is pretty poor. We will see. Obviously, the card we want on our hand turn 1 the most is Descendant of Alkosh. That card's playable on turn 2, but it's really only spectacular turn 1 in my opinion. Crystal Tower Crafter, so this is Action Mage. So this seems like it should be pretty good. We have to imagine he has Firebolt, right? All that thinking and stuff. So he probably has an answer to this, but it's our play either way. Play it over here in case, it seems like the necessary move is to contest this. We really want to hit face with it so we can draw a card with the East March Crusader. Okay, this still means he could have Firebolt. And Scouting Patrol, interesting. So, that's also interesting. Well, we are going to go face, so we draw a card with our East March Crusader. And do we trade here? I think, because he's going to go like that. Maybe a Lightning Bolt here. I think we just keep pushing damage. 2 Shadowfen Priests give us the ability to shut this down pretty well next turn if necessary. Or we just East March Crusader and Windkeep Spellsword next turn. So we hope this fails. It does, kind of the consequence of running cards like the Token Maker in Action Mage, of course. But, so this goes there, that goes there. These go face. And I think we go face as well. Ooh. Are we going to get Crushing Blow value? That's my favorite kind. Well, I think we draw first. Another Crushing Blow. Yeah, let's go face. I think we can race him. So he either trades here or uses a removal spell. I would not mind seeing Banishing a Light on that guy. Our prophecies are a little weak. We do have the purple spell that creates 2/2 guard creatures, which would be a spectacular trigger for prophecy right now, I think. Execute. Okay. Execute and trade. Edict of Azura. Okay, so we gotta edict that thing. Yep. Just keep on keeping on. And if we can't Crushing Blow this next turn, we will Shadowfen Priest it. he is just not hitting his triggers. I do feel kind of bad for him. And honestly, we could still easily lose this game. Okay, Black Marsh Warden. That'll be great next turn. Now, we could still... Ooh, Bone Colossus. That's pretty greedy, though, right? I think we have to... We're kind of limited. We can Crushing Blow and Black Marsh Warden, which doesn't seem bad, actually. And we're not going to swing. So he can Ice Storm if he wants to wipe the board for both of us. After swinging for 4, of course. If he swings for 4 and we trigger the 2/2 Prophecy Token Maker, I think we still play it. Another Navigator. Oof, that's brutal for him. Now we're in Death to Lightning Bolt range, so I think we got to clear this up, right? Maybe he's desperate. So we can go Crushing Blow, swing, Warden, right? Seems pretty good. Now, if he's holding Hex Mage and, any spells, though, we are in not a great position. Hopefully his hand is just a couple more Piercing Javelins or something along those lines. I mean, the Supreme Atromancer could be in his hand, too, in which case, we can't win. Oof. East March Crusader is a good one for him to draw. Definitely. So we might just die. I mean, with 7 on board that we can't remove easily, it would take a Lightning Bolt to kill us. This is perfect though, right? So we will... Hopefully that 4 life that we're about to gain helps out a little bit, plus an additional one from the trigger on the Black Marsh Warden. Because it's going to be a little bit harder for him to deal that much damage than just a Lightning Bolt in hand it was going to take for him earlier. Still not impossible for us to lose right now, though. Yep. There's that super awesome late game Descendant of Alkosh for you. Alright. Piercing Javelin on this is alright, I think. So we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on board. Seems real loose to just go for it. But we can... I think, unlike most of the time where you play your... Gosh, this is risky. We're going to draw first. That change anything? Not really. We're going to start with this. And we got it. Alright. So our backup plan there was to try to gain some life and remove these 2 creatures over here. Alright, so that was a game with Spellsword Tokens. Just my own take on the deck, although it's probably pretty similar to every other take on the deck. Got a lot of value out of Crushing Blow there, my favorite card in the game. My vote for most powerful. I mean, it's not the most powerful, but I like it a lot. What do you say? Let's hop in for one more game with tokens, see what happens. I think Action Mage is a pretty good matchup for us. We didn't see Divine Fervor or Imperial Reinforcements that game, which I think are excellent against them. But we did... we also got lucky, now that I think about it. All of those cards that they play that could trigger on summoning, none of them worked out for them. Which may speak more to their deck building, or just, it could just be they got unlucky. So here's a Mage rematch. Let's see if we can give the Mage player some justice. Alright. Once again, no Alkosh. Makes me a sad player, but we will see what happens. We do have a curve here. If this is Action Mage again, Profiteer into Crushing Blow into Reinforcements. Second Reinforcements, I'll take it. I think I might be running too much removal in this deck too, actually, between the Crushing Blows, the Edict of Azuras, and the Piercing Javelins. It seems a little excessive. We are just going to go ahead and play the Smart Crusader, and we'll play it over here. Ordinarily, I like to spread out my threats, but with this deck, it seems like, especially since we definitely know we have the Imperial Reinforcements coming, that we just hold on to an empty lane. And there's Descendant of Alkosh, a little too late. If this is Control Mage, which it looks like it might be, Firestorm is obviously great there. In which case we would follow up next turn with the Swing, Reinforcements, and an Alkosh. Lightning Bolt, interesting. So I think we just do this. Keep in mind that if he doesn't play this, it's Lightning Bolt or Javelin. I mean, it might be Harpia. Okay. So I was going to do something different, but I think I'm just going to do this now. Say Piercing Javelin for the gigantic guard creatures like the Tiger. If he has a Tiger, it seems likely he'll put it over here this turn. He might put it over here, but I think this is the place to put it. Next turn is the Ice Storm turn, so we're not going to play Imperial Reinforcements, no matter really what he does to our board. Brilliant Experiment on the Harpy. So is this some sort of combo deck? I mean, because I gotta be honest, I think Brilliant Experiment is a dumpster tier card. So either he's afraid of that getting ward and he's going to Ice Storm no matter what next turn. Or, I don't know what else could happen, to be honest with you. It's not really clear to me what's happening. I don't really have any good plays this turn. I think I will Crushing Blow this, though. Yeah. You can make the argument that we should save it for the face, but we don't have a lot of reach with this deck anyway, so if it gets to the point where we're top decking damage spells to hopefully win the game, like we've probably already lost against Control Mage. And a 7-drop Dark Harvester. This does seem like a combo deck. We're not going to get a lot of Bone Colossus value no matter what we do, so I'm just going to Piercing Javelin that. Save our Bone Colossi for future turns. So we actually want him to take a turn off to wipe the board so we can lay down a Bone Colossus. Now he's at the turn now where he could Dawn's Wrath, Elaine. Is this Ice Storm? I don't know why you play the Ashlander first, so it must not be Ice Storm. Firestorm would just clear up that lane. Lightning Bolt. Really? Well. No, Bone Colossus has to be better. He might be setting up for Ice Storm next turn, which would certainly be some good forward-thinking playing on his part. Give him a 50-50 to kill the Bone Colossus with it. We'll know, I guess, based on whether he goes face or swings into one of those. That'll be our tip-off to the imminent Ice Storm. Piercing Javelin. So it seems like maybe he's just drawing the wrong half of his deck. That's gotta hurt. We don't have lethal. There's the Healing Potion, the Desperation Healing Potion. Tavani Arcanist, okay. We're not breaking a rune. We would have to do 7 damage, which we're not doing. Bone Colossus can buff up our guys. which gets us 6, 7, gets us 8 damage dealt. Still weak to a lot, but I think that's the play. I think we just go for it. Play the Draugr. So we might find ourselves in a situation here in a moment where I have 1 power on board uncontested, and I'm thinking to myself, why did I Crushing Blow? Whatever, I can't even remember what I Crushing Blowed now. Or Crushing Blue. That seems like the worst kind of blowing to do. I don't think you'd do that if you had Ice Storm, but you might. You never know. Maybe you try to get something better. I don't know. Dark Harvester is interesting. I don't think it's necessarily as bad a card as it looks. I mean, it costs 7 Magicka, but in the matches where it's good, I don't think you mind paying 7 Magicka for that effect, although getting to that turn is difficult. Having it as a prophecy is obviously super swingy. I wonder if he's thinking, where do I put Manticora? Dawn's Wrath. Well, we are actually having that thought where we're wondering to ourselves, why, oh why God, did we not hold on to Crushing Blow? So we just reinforcements. We can Shadowfin Priest a guard creature. So, not worried about that. Ice Storm doesn't kill this, although we have to assume he has another way to deal with it. Ice Storm Harpy, we can Shadowfin Priest our creature. Fate Weaver, seems desperate. Alright. There you go, Draugr. Alright, well, hey, thanks for watching me play some tokens, guys. Let me know if you like this deck. To be honest, this is more than I've played with tokens in since closed beta. When it was, it's an easy deck to throw together, so. Alright, and close to Legend, too. I want to apologize again about not being around a whole lot. Real life stuff's been super busy. We will open up our rewards and see what we get. Lilandro Hexmage, the card that both those decks were probably hoping to draw. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye.